If you're considering buying a rental property, then picking a market can be just as important as a property you buy, and it's really important for your overall property and rental growth in your portfolio. Depending on where you live in your market, you're probably seeing huge price spikes. You're probably noticing that 36 families show up with their kids to an open house nowadays. And also studies show that if you have a rental property in this market, you're probably getting more right swipes on Tinder and dating apps today. On a serious note, in this video, I'm going to go over the markets that I chose to do my personal investing and renting, and how you can do the same to pick your winning horses in this real estate market. If you're new to the channel, welcome back. I'm Raul Balufet, and I have wholesale businesses, I have real estate portfolios, flip hundreds of houses, and I'm here to help you do the same in faster time, with less money and less mistakes. So as you start, finding an easy way to find a market is really just as simple as looking down and smashing that like button. Now, before diving in, we must learn what are the factors that make up a good market. And the simple answer is, and I have another video that I go really in depth on this topic, so it's somewhere on my channel, or I'll probably link it here below, that you can find what are the top factors that make up a real estate market. So we boil it down to location, job growth, population growth, and rental rates versus buying prices. But I do have some other rules that are a lot easier to follow, that you can start here and then go in depth into those nerdy things into your spreadsheet. So here are the 3 easy rules. The first rule is the Google rule. Yes, the Google rule. So if I'm thinking about a market, let's say I read about it in the news, or a friend tells me, or I go to a seminar or a meetup or something, and someone's like, oh yeah, I just bought a house in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So the first thing I'll do is I would just simply type in Tulsa, Oklahoma real estate market on Google. And what I'm looking for is I want to make sure that most of the things I read are positive. I want to make sure that most of the things I'm reading about this market is not about crime, and not about people leaving, not about fires being started, not about some crazy things, but more about population growth. Maybe there's new developments going on. Maybe there's a big company that just took their headquarters there. Maybe that there's possibly a sighting of Spider-Man. I don't know. So all these things are very simple to do. You just literally type in the market on Google, and this will help you filter out some of the markets. When I first was thinking about going to Detroit, Michigan, or Cleveland, Ohio, I did the Google rule, and very simply I saw that I didn't really like a lot of the news I was reading about the crime rates, rent rates, what was happening as far as population-wise, businesses closing down, unemployment. I didn't like some of that stuff, so I just didn't even look at it any further past the Google rule. If you stick with me to the end, I'm going to share with you the 5 markets that I chose. Number 2, the Walmart rule. So going to a small town to find discounted properties is a great idea. However, the rule that we set in place is that there must be a Walmart within 10 to 15 miles max of the county, or of the property you're looking at, or of the city that you're looking at. So the reason is, there are very small towns that you can buy a 3-bed, 2-bath house, concrete, really nice, for about $50,000. But the challenge is, if there's no Walmart nearby, then I don't really consider it to be a town that is worth investing in. Why? Well, Walmart is a $1 trillion company probably at this point, and they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars researching markets to see where there's population growth, where it's worth putting in a huge Walmart so that people can shop. So if Walmart determined that this market is not worthy of a store, and Walmart is a for-profit massive company, if they determine that it's not worth it, then I determine that it's probably not worth buying a rental property there. It's that simple. And number 3, my favorite rule, it's the hedge fund rule. So there's companies such as Opendoor, OfferPad, and Zillow that you can follow. Well, I wouldn't follow Zillow too much unless you want to lose $380 million in a quarter, and unless you want to leave 700 angry sellers behind because you didn't close on their property. That's my little rant. But, Starwood Capital, Opendoor, OfferPad, Invitation Homes, you can just Google these companies, go on their website, and you can see what markets they're buying in. It's really cool. And that's a really easy way to filter out or filter in some of the markets that you're really considering. So there's a lot of smaller town markets and there's a lot of big town markets in these funds' strategy. However, these funds are typically worth in the billions. So they also do research on where to buy single-family residential properties for the best rental market and the best rental growth. So the quickest hack in this whole video, if you just stop it here, is literally if you use the hedge fund rule and you just search OfferPadOpendoor.com or OfferPad.com or InvitationHomes.com, and you just see the areas. You can scroll down to the bottom take a couple clicks, you can see, and you can see where they're buying in and literally just copy and paste those cities into your world. And now just start going, making offers, talking to realtors, talking to wholesalers, maybe flying there, going to meet people in those markets to find your next investment property. Now for the markets I chose. So to give you a premise, I live in Miami and I've been investing here since 2012. So from 2013 to 2017, I was pretty much buying single family homes for my rental portfolio. And the purchase prices were typically under $150,000 and the rents were about from $1,400 to $1,600 on average. Now all that started to shift as Miami started becoming a more popular place for people to come in because of the weather, anti-COVID, DeSantis, a lot of different reasons. Not into politics, but this is some of the things that you can read about. And a lot of people started to come in, and from the numbers, it shows there's about 300,000 people per year since 2010 entered Miami. So as you can see, over time, the numbers increased, the housing supply did not increase with it, so the prices simply went up. And that left us with a problem. Okay, I cannot invest here anymore because that same house that we're buying for $150,000 that was renting for $1,400 is now selling for $350,000, renting for $2,000. So for some people that might be good numbers, but for us, we typically don't like to invest in such a small margin. I actually made a video of exactly the 10 rules of thumb you need to know for real estate investing, and I give you all the cheat codes there. It left us with a problem, and I said, okay, what do I have to do? Let me start researching some other markets that I can go into, find those numbers that I really like, markets that I trust, and markets that I believe in that will grow, so that this $150,000 investment can one day be worth $500,000, $600,000. And if you multiply that times 10, 15, 20, 50 properties, it can make you very wealthy. So the markets that I found are the following. I started with state. What state do I really like? And the state I truly believe in is Florida. And I talk about this in some of my other videos, but Florida, I just believe that in the next 7 to 10 years, it's going to be the most populated state because of the policies we have here, because of the weather, because of the tax laws, and many other benefits. So with that being said, what are the towns and cities that I chose to invest in? The first one is Palm Bay, Melbourne. So Palm Bay, Melbourne area is rapidly growing. It's on the east coast of Florida, right kind of in central Florida on the east coast. And there's a lot of cool things happening there. Tesla has a factory there. There's a space station there. NASA has a station there. It's insane. And you can still buy properties for about $200,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, or 4-bed, 2-bath that rent for about $1,800. And they were built anywhere from the 80s to the early 2000s. So they're good quality homes. There's good quality people going out to live out there. It's close to some nearby hospitals. So I really like Palm Bay, Melbourne area. The second one is Spring Hill or Wachee area. So this is an area that's more on the West Coast, and it's kind of like an older community. A lot of older folks are going and retiring there and stuff. So it's a great area that has plenty of potential to grow. Same type of price point. You can buy a nice house for under $200,000 and it rents for right about $2,000. Lakeland, Florida is another one that I really like. It's closer to Orlando and it has a lot of things going on. There's a lot of drop shipping companies, a lot of big warehouse companies that have been buying warehouses there because it's inexpensive. It's in a good part of Florida that it's good for drop shipping and shipping out and things like this, import, export. So it's growing very, very rapidly. And last but not least is South Florida. So between Miami-Dade County and Broward County, I have found that the sweet spot here to still make cash flow is buying duplexes to fourplexes under $500,000. This is the sweet spot that I have found to be able to cash flow in my own backyard. So those are the markets that I have been choosing through research and stuff. I just encourage you to follow these rules and do the same. If you're really serious about investing in your next property and you want to be able to get more likes on your Instagram page because now you're a real estate investor, then so be it. So you can follow these rules and it'll help you get that next investment deal. I appreciate you guys watching, and I just want to share with you, this video is sponsored by no one. No one has sponsored me. So if you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button. Please remember to hit that like button as well. I'll share with you videos, and maybe a sponsor in need can one day look at this channel and say, that is an investment. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.